President Trump escalating his calls to defund PBS and NPR, but it's not the first time that these networks have faced this kind of pressure. More than half a century ago, Mr. Rogers defended public broadcasting from a similar defunding push. His nephew will join us next.
Today, a new demand in President Trump's fight against the nation's top public broadcasters. Trump posting, quote, NPR and PBS, two horrible and completely biased platforms, should be defunded by Congress immediately. Now, those words come hours after the heads of PBS and NPR faced a grilling on Capitol Hill. PBS, of course, home to the beloved Mr. Rogers, who back in the 1960s had this message to senators as he fought for funding.
I end the program by saying, you've made this day a special day by just your being you. There's no person in the whole world like you, and I like you just the way you are. And I feel that if we in public television can only make it clear that feelings are mentionable and manageable, we will have done a great service.
With me now is the nephew of Mr. Rogers, Daniel Crozier. He is a music professor at Rollins College. Listening to that message, I wonder, what does it mean to you now hearing that?
It's all the same today as it was then. We wish he were here now because he was able to defend PBS and funding for PBS passionately and compellingly. The senator in charge of that hearing, who was very clearly a skeptic at the beginning, was nearly in tears by the end of Fred's address.
I mean, look, I don't have to tell you, in the modern day version of this hearing, there were a lot of congressional Republicans who were attacking PBS and NPR over the course of the hearing. Congressman James Comer, for example, calling public broadcasters obsolete in an age marked by a menu of media options. What do you see as the role of public broadcasting in today's environment?
Well, PBS has things of such value, but which are not necessarily going to guarantee commercial success. But that doesn't mean they aren't essential now as they were then. Education, the arts, children's programming. And Fred saw this. He thought that, PBS offered a space for the best we could possibly give children. And he was always of the belief that we have to give them the very best we have.
What is your...
And with a commercial-free platform, it's possible,
Yeah. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was just going to ask, what is your biggest concern if networks like PBS or NPR don't exist anymore? What does that network mean to your family and even your uncle's legacy?
His legacy is alive and well, and it's part of all of our mission to keep it alive and well. And we try to do it in our own spheres of influence. But this was a national platform. For him, it was a tool to develop the affective side of education for children, communicating with each individual child, dealing with feelings, emotions, trying to build empathy and emotional intelligence. Above all, making every child feel valued, knowing they're loved and capable of loving. And we might lose that, and what would that do to our society?
President Trump says he wants to defund, but at the same time, the funding bill passed by Congress and signed into law by Trump earlier this month included $535 million for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which is the entity that disperses the funds to 1,500 local radio and TV stations. Where do you see this fight going next? Even though money clearly went out this time, do you see this as over? Just where do you see this going?
It's my hope and my belief that people will see the value here. I think they're going to realize we can't live without it, and our children need it, and our society needs it. Absolutely.
You work in education and music education. If I'm not mistaken, I was told that that's the original Mr. Rogers piano behind you. You correct me if I'm wrong. But I think you're one of the people that sort of sees the value in education, and of course you have this part of your family legacy as well. I just wonder, for you as someone who teaches people and who has also benefited from what has been taught on television, how has that benefited your life today?
It shaped the way I communicate with my own students. I'm so fortunate to sit in this room with my students at Rollins College every day and play this piano that was Uncle Fred's first grand piano growing up. It's so fortunate, and it's the way we interact. He said we have the choice to act with love or without it. And this is part of that, I think, this whole discussion.
Well, Dan, I like you just the way you are. Thanks for being on the show tonight, or today. I don't even know what time it is at this point. You can play us out if you want, but I just like looking at that piano. It's really cool and reminds me, I think, of the legacy. Yeah, hey, I'm not going to stop you. If you're going to go for it, I'm not going to stop you.
Thank you for inviting me to your neighborhood.
We'll be right back,